The sun had just begun to set when the guests gathered in the garden for Adam's wedding. Soft lights hung above the chairs, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers. Everyone smiled, laughed, and waited for the special moment. Adam stood near the small altar, dressed in a clean black suit, his hands slightly shaking. He looked handsome and nervous. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of his life. Beside him stood his best friend, holding the ring box. Adam's bride, Sarah, walked slowly down the aisle, wearing a white dress that shimmered with every step. Her smile made Adam forget his nerves. For a brief moment, everything felt perfect. The priest cleared his throat and began the ceremony. Friends and family sat quietly, watching closely. Just as Adam reached for Sarah's hands to say his vows, the ground shook. A deep rumble rolled across the sky. Everyone turned their heads up in confusion. It wasn't thunder. A bright, burning light raced across the evening sky. It looked like a falling star, only larger and louder. The object shot across the clouds, trailing smoke and fire, then disappeared behind the hills near the forest. Seconds later, a loud boom echoed through the land. Birds flew into the air, and a strange silence followed. What was that? Someone whispered. An airplane crash? No, it looked like something else. Adam and Sarah looked at each other. The wedding was forgotten for a moment as curiosity and fear spread through the guests. I need to check that out, Adam said quickly. You can't just leave in the middle of our wedding, Sarah said, holding his arm. I won't be long, he promised, gently pulling away. Without waiting, Adam ran across the field toward the forest. He didn't know why, but something deep inside him told him he had to go. It wasn't just curiosity, it felt like a calling. He climbed over a fence and entered the woods, the tall trees casting long shadows in the orange light. Smoke rose from the distance. Adam followed it, dodging branches and pushing through bushes. After 15 minutes, he reached a clearing. His breath caught in his throat. There, in the middle of a smoking crater, was a metallic object half buried in the dirt. It looked like no machine he had ever seen before. It wasn't a plane. It wasn't a drone. It was something else. Smooth metal with glowing blue lines ran across its curved surface. Strange symbols were marked on its side. Adam stepped closer, heart pounding. A hiss sounded, and part of the object opened like a door. A soft mist flowed out. Adam took a step back, unsure if he should run or stay. Then from the mist, a figure appeared. A woman, tall and slender, walked out slowly. Her skin had a pale blue color and her eyes were large and silver. Her hair, a soft white with a hint of lavender, fell over her shoulders. She wore a thin, silver outfit that sparkled under the fading light. She looked straight at Adam, and then she spoke. Adam, she said calmly, her voice clear and gentle. He froze. What did you say? Adam, she repeated, taking a step forward. How do you know my name? He asked, stepping back slightly. She tilted her head. I came for you. Adam's mind raced. This couldn't be real. An alien woman just crashed on Earth, on his wedding night, and knew his name? None of this made sense. Wait, who are you? What are you talking about? The woman looked around, then placed her hand over her chest. My name is Sarah. I mean no harm. Please. I need your help. Adam stared at her, still breathing hard. Behind him, the trees rustled as more people arrived. His best friend, a few guests, and even Sarah had followed. They stopped at the edge of the clearing, shocked by what they saw. Is that a person? One of them asked. She's not human, another said in fear. Sarah pushed her way forward and grabbed Adam's arm. What is this? Who is she? Adam looked at her, then back at Sarah. I don't know. She just came out of that ship. She said my name. Sarah's eyes softened. I came from far away. Our paths are connected. There is not much time. What do you mean? Adam asked. I cannot explain everything now, but I followed a signal, one that led me to you. If I return alone, my people may believe Earth is dangerous. I must speak with your leaders. One of the guests pulled out their phone and began filming. Within minutes, the news would spread across the internet. Adam realized this moment could change the world forever. Military jets roared overhead. They were fast. Too fast. Adam guessed that they were already tracking the crash. Soon the government would arrive, and they would not be gentle. Sierra looked up at the sky, then back at Adam. "Please trust me, I do not wish to hurt anyone, I only followed the signal." "What signal?" Adam asked. She touched a small device on her arm. A glowing projection appeared in the air. It showed a pattern of DNA, his DNA. Alongside it was a photograph. It was a baby picture of him. Adam stared at it in shock. "How did you get that?" "Don't know. It was part of the data that reached us from Earth years ago." Sarah was shaking. "Adam, this is crazy. We need to go. This thing is not your problem." Adam looked at Sarah, then at Sierra. Two different worlds stood before him. One he knew, one he had just discovered, and he didn't understand either one fully. In the distance, helicopters approached. Lights flashed through the trees. Soldiers would be here soon. He had only a moment to decide: leave with Sarah, or stay with the strange visitor who knew his name and carried his photo across the stars. Adam stood frozen as the sound of helicopters grew louder. Their blades cut through the air like thunder, and soon, bright spotlights lit up the forest. The wind pushed leaves and dirt across the clearing. Armed soldiers dropped from ropes, forming a circle around the crater. "Put your hands up," one of the soldiers shouted, pointing a weapon at Adam and Sierra. Adam raised his hands slowly, still standing between the soldiers and the alien woman. "Wait, she's not dangerous. She didn't hurt anyone." The soldiers moved in, keeping their weapons aimed. One of them spoke into a headset, then turned to the group of wedding guests. "This area is now under government control. Please, step back." Sarah tried to run to Adam, but another soldier blocked her. "Stay back, ma'am." Sierra looked calm, her silver eyes glowing under the lights. She raised her hands gently. "I surrender. I only came to talk." Another soldier approached with a scanner. He aimed it at Sierra, and the device beeped wildly. "She's definitely not human," he said. "Her energy readings are off the charts." "Take her," the commander ordered. "No, wait." Adam stepped forward. "She came here because of me. She has a message. Please listen to her." The soldiers paused. The commander looked at Adam, then at Sierra. "You have 1 minute." Sierra nodded. She touched the device on her wrist again. A hologram appeared, showing stars, planets, and a map of the galaxy. Her voice was soft but clear. "My name is Sierra of the Aravari people. We live far beyond your solar system. Long ago, we sent out deep signals to many worlds. One of those signals came from Earth. Inside it was DNA. From a human baby. That DNA led me to him." She pointed at Adam. Gasps came from behind the soldiers. "What kind of signal?" the commander asked. "A message buried in light drifting across space," Sierra said. "Your kind may not have meant to send it, but something, or someone, did." Adam stared at the projection. The baby photo, the DNA code, and now a star map. "This can't be real," he whispered. "How is that possible?" Sierra looked into his eyes. "Your ancestors were part of something greater, a connection forgotten by time, but the link remained in your blood, and now it calls again." The commander didn't look impressed. "You'll come with us for questioning?" Sierra nodded. "As long as Adam comes too." The soldiers looked at each other. "He's a civilian," one said. "Then take them both," the commander replied. "We'll let the scientists and diplomats figure it out." Adam and Sierra were taken in a large military vehicle. Soldiers sat around them, silent and watchful. Sierra didn't look afraid. She sat with her hands on her lap, calm as ever. Adam glanced at her. "Why did you really come?" She turned her head slightly. "Because I was the only one who believed the signal mattered. Many in my world said it was a mistake, old noise. But I felt something. I followed it." Adam frowned. "And it led to me?" "Yes," she said, "to your wedding day, to this moment. The data was exact. But why me? Adam asked. I'm nobody. Just a normal guy. You are not just anyone, Sierra replied. The DNA we found had rare patterns. It carried something our scientists had never seen before, a possibility for peace, for unity. You are what we call a prime link. Adam shook his head. I don't know what that means. Sierra smiled gently. Neither did I. Until now. They arrived at a hidden military base, deep underground. The place smelled like metal and electricity. Scientists in white coats waited for them, asking questions, taking scans. Sierra answered calmly, never resisting. Adam stayed close to her. For hours, they kept Sierra in a large glass room monitored by cameras. She didn't try to leave. Instead, she sat cross-legged on the floor, humming softly. Adam sat in a separate room, watching through a window. He had no idea what to believe anymore. His wedding was over. His bride might hate him now. And here he was, sitting in a secret base beside an alien who knew his face before meeting him. Finally, a scientist named Dr. Reed entered and sat across from him. Adam, I'm not allowed to tell you everything, but you should know. She's telling the truth. Adam looked up. What part? All of it, Dr. Reed said. The DNA, the signal, the baby photo. We scanned her ship. It's real. Her technology is unlike anything we've seen. But the part that shook us was this. He handed Adam a paper. It was a copy of a hospital file. Adam's birth certificate. Dr. Reed pointed to it. This version was found in the alien ship, exactly the same. Down to the ink smudges. There's no way she could fake this. She has information that matches your life perfectly. Adam's head spun. So, what do I do? He asked. The scientist hesitated. We need you to talk to her again. She trusts you. And we need to understand what she really wants. Later that night, Adam was allowed to enter Sierra's room. She looked up and smiled when he walked in. Did they treat you okay? He asked. Yes, she said. They are careful but not cruel. He sat beside her. They want to know why you're here, and so do I. Sierra nodded. I came because I believe your world matters. My people fear humans. They see your wars, your weapons, but I saw something else. In your eyes. In your history. The signal had a story, not just data. A story of hope, of kindness. Someone on Earth wanted to reach us, not with fear, but with trust. Adam was quiet for a moment. That sounds nice, but what if you're wrong? Sierra looked at him closely. Then I will take the blame, but I don't think I am. He studied her face. Even though she looked different, something about her felt familiar, not like a stranger. More like a memory from a dream. Sierra touched the small device on her wrist again. A soft blue light glowed. If I return now alone, they will see this mission as a failure. They may close the connection forever. Or worse, fear may grow into action. Adam leaned back. So what are you asking? Sierra looked deep into his eyes. Come with me, just for a short time. Speak to the council. Let them see a human, not as a threat, but as someone willing to listen. Adam's heart pounded. That's a big decision. I know, she said gently, but it may decide the future between our worlds. Outside the room, the scientists and soldiers watched the conversation on a screen. They didn't know what Adam would choose. Some wanted him to say no. Some hoped he'd say yes. But none of them truly understood what Sierra meant when she said, "This isn't a mistake. It's the beginning." Adam couldn't sleep that night. He lay on the thin bed inside the military base, staring at the dull ceiling. Everything had changed so fast. Just hours ago, he was about to get married. Now, an alien woman was asking him to leave Earth and speak to a council on another planet. His thoughts kept circling one question. Why him? The next morning, Dr. Reed came to his room again. He looked tired but excited. He placed a folder on the table and sat down. Adam, he said, We found something that you need to see. Adam sat up. Dr. Reed opened the folder and showed him a set of very old photos. In one, a man from the early 1900s stood near a strange silver object half buried in snow. In another, an ancient wall painting showed a figure with pale blue skin and glowing eyes. "This can't be real," Adam whispered. "We thought they were fake too," Dr. Reed said. "But after scanning Sierra's ship and her data files, we confirmed these images are real. There have been other contacts before. Long ago." Adam stared at the painting. The blue figure looked like Sierra. "But why didn't we know about this?" he asked. Dr. Reed took a breath. "Because it was buried. People who saw too much were silenced or their stories were labeled as myths. But Sierra's ship carries memory logs. Her people have watched Earth for centuries. They only now decided to reach out." "Because of me," Adam said quietly. "Yes," the doctor nodded. "And not just because of who you are today, but because of what's in your blood." Adam leaned forward. "Tell me everything." Later that day, Adam returned to Sierra's glass room. A guard opened the door, then stepped aside. Sierra stood, at the far end, her hands behind her back. She turned and smiled gently when she saw him. "I heard they showed you the truth," she said. He nodded. "They showed me pictures, paintings, even old contact logs. Your people were here before, weren't they?" "Yes," she replied. "But we were afraid to reveal ourselves. Your world has much chaos. So we waited and watched. Then the signal came." Adam stepped closer. "You said it carried a story, but how? Who sent it?" Sierra motioned for him to sit. "Years ago, one of your satellites sent back strange noise from deep space. Inside that data, hidden in broken waves, was an audio message, a voice reading a story. It was the voice of a young man. He spoke of dreams, of peace, of the stars. He spoke of wanting to connect with other worlds." Adam's eyes widened. "Wait, that's me. I used to record things like that when I was in college. Just for fun. I even uploaded a few to a science project database." Sierra smiled. "Then it reached us, and it changed everything." Adam blinked. "You came all this way because I read a bedtime story into a microphone?" "It was more than that," Sierra said. "You spoke with hope. And then, we matched the voice print to Earth's records. Found your name, your face, and the DNA code that was already in our history. That confirmed it." "Confirmed what?" "That you are the prime link." Adam rubbed his hands together, trying to make sense of it all. "Okay, so I'm the reason you came." "But what exactly is a prime link?" Sierra answered gently. "A prime link is a person born with genetic markers that connect two species in harmony. Rare. Powerful. It means your body and mind can handle knowledge, memory, and even energy from alien minds." Adam leaned back. "You're saying I'm like a bridge?" "Yes," she said. "A living bridge between Earth and Erevari. If our people ever want to understand each other, it must begin with someone like you." He looked down, silent for a moment. "What happens? If I say no?" Sierra looked serious. "Then I return alone. The council may believe Earth refused. They may not try again. And fear may rise." Adam stood up and walked toward the glass. He placed his hand on it. "You risked everything to come here. Even crashed your ship. Why?" Sierra stepped closer and placed her hand on the other side of the glass. "Because I saw your voice before I saw your face, and it felt right." Adam gave a weak smile. "You talk like we've known each other longer than a day." Sierra tilted her head. "Perhaps we have. In some way, across time and stars." 2 hours later, Adam was called into a conference room. Government officials, scientists, and military leaders sat around a long table. Sierra's ship was now stored in a hangar, being carefully studied. A man in a dark suit stood. "Adam, we have come to a decision. Sierra's request to take you to her planet has been approved, if you agree." Adam took a deep breath. "And if I don't?" "Then we'll send her home alone," the man said. But this is a chance to do something no human has ever done. We're not forcing you, but we're asking. Adam looked around the room. All eyes were on him. He thought of Sarah, his bride now lost in this storm of events. He thought of his past, recording silly messages to space. And then he thought of Sierra, crossing stars to find him. I'll go, Adam said. But only on one condition. The room waited. I want to come back. The man nodded. We'll try to make that possible. That evening, Adam met Sierra in the hangar, where her ship had been mostly repaired by a mix of her tech and Earth's machines. The ship glowed softly in the low light. Sierra stood beside the ramp. Are you ready? Adam adjusted the strap of his backpack. Not really, but I'm going anyway. Sierra smiled. You're braver than you think. They entered the ship together. The door closed behind them. Lights hummed to life. The ship lifted off slowly, rising through the open hangar doors into the night sky. As they soared past the clouds, Adam looked down at Earth, his home. He didn't know what was waiting for him. He didn't know if he'd ever see Sarah or his old life again, but something deep inside whispered that this journey was meant to happen. And above all, he felt one thing more than anything else: connected. The stars outside the ship's window sparkled cold and distant. Adam sat quietly, his fingers resting lightly on the armrest. The gentle hum of the engines filled the room as the ship moved through space, faster than anything he had ever imagined. The feeling was strange, a mix of excitement and fear, hope and doubt. Beside him, Sierra watched the stars with calm eyes. Her pale blue skin seemed to glow softly in the dim light, and her silver eyes reflected the distant galaxies. Adam cleared his throat. So, where exactly are we going? Sierra turned to him and smiled. To my homeworld, Arava, a place few humans have ever seen. He looked at her, heart beating fast. What happens when we get there? You will meet the Council of Elders, she said. They are the leaders of my people. They will want to understand you and your world. Adam nodded slowly. And what do you want? Sierra hesitated for a moment. I want peace for both our people. I believe this journey can help. Days passed in the quiet ship as it traveled through deep space. Adam learned about Arava, a world of blue-green skies, tall crystal mountains, and seas that shimmered with light. Sierra told stories of her people, their culture, their hopes, and fears. Yet the thought of Earth never left him. He missed the small things, the smell of rain, the sound of laughter, the warmth of Sarah's smile. He wondered if she would ever forgive him for leaving. One evening, as the ship floated near a glowing nebula, Adam found Sierra sitting alone in a chamber filled with soft light. He approached slowly. Sierra, he said softly, do you ever miss your home? She looked up, her eyes gentle. Every day. But I also carry hope for it. You too carry a part of that hope for Earth. He sighed. I feel torn. My life was so simple before. Now everything is so complicated. She reached out, touching his hand lightly. That is the choice before you, Adam. Between the life you knew and the life that might save two worlds. Suddenly, the ship's alarm sounded, loud and urgent. Red lights flashed. What is happening? Adam asked, standing quickly. Sierra's face grew serious. We have entered a restricted zone. My people's enemies are near. The ship shook as if struck by a powerful force. Outside the window, shadowy vessels appeared, closing in fast. Adam felt his heart pounding. Why are they attacking? He asked. They fear the Council's choice, Sierra replied. They want to stop this meeting. To keep worlds apart. To keep war alive. The ship's controls flashed warnings. Sierra moved swiftly to the pilot's seat. Hold on, she said. The ship weaved through the attack, dodging beams of energy. Adam gripped the armrest tightly. For the first time, he saw fear in Sierra's eyes. We must reach Arava, she said, or all will be lost. After tense minutes, the enemy ships pulled back. The sky cleared and the ship continued its journey. Adam was shaken but amazed. How do you stay so calm? He asked. Sierra looked at him and smiled faintly. I do not always feel calm, but I believe in the future. Adam nodded. I want to believe too. They fell silent, the weight of what lay ahead heavy in the air. Finally, the ship arrived at Irava. Adam looked out the window and gasped. The planet was beautiful beyond words. Its skies were painted in colors he had never seen, swirling purples, greens, and golds. Tall crystal towers reached toward the heavens, shining like stars on the ground. Sierra smiled softly. Welcome home. As the ship landed, Adam felt a mixture of awe and nervousness. He was about to step into a new world, a world that could change everything. The council awaited him. In a large hall filled with light and crystal pillars, the elders sat in a circle. Their faces were wise and kind, their eyes full of knowledge. Sierra introduced Adam. This is the prime link, the bridge between Earth and Irava. The elders nodded and spoke one by one. They asked questions about Earth, its people, and Adam's life. Adam answered honestly, telling them about his childhood, his wedding night, and the strange journey that followed. One elder leaned forward. Your presence here is a sign of change, but with change comes choice. You may stay with us, learn and help build peace, or you may return to Earth carrying what you have learned. Adam felt the weight of their words. He thought of Sarah, of his family, of his home. Then he thought of Sierra and the hope she carried. After the meeting, Sierra took Adam to a quiet garden. Have you made your choice? She asked gently. Adam looked at the stars above. I don't know. Part of me wants to stay, to learn and help, but part of me wants to go back, to finish what I started. Sierra nodded. Both are brave choices. Adam sighed. Can I do both? She smiled. Maybe one day, but for now you must decide where you belong. He looked into her eyes and saw trust. I need time, he said. Sierra took his hand. Then you have time. Back in his room, Adam stared out at the city lights of Irava. He felt a pull in his heart, a choice between two worlds. Was he a man torn between his past and his future, or was he the key to a new beginning for both? Only time would tell. The halls of the council's chamber were quiet yet filled with weight. Adam stood among the crystal pillars, his heart steady but full of questions. Around him the elders spoke in soft voices, their eyes watching closely. Sierra was at his side, calm and strong. Her presence gave him courage. The council had listened to his stories. They had seen his honesty and felt the truth in his words. Now, they faced a decision. An elder stepped forward. Adam, your journey has shown us much. You carry the hope of two worlds. But the question remains, will you be the bridge we need? Adam took a breath. I want to help. I want to bring peace. The council nodded. Suddenly, the chamber doors opened. A messenger rushed in. Elders, the enemy fleet is approaching. They mean to attack Irava and prevent this peace. A murmur ran. Through the room, Sierra looked at Adam. This is why your choice matters now. Adam felt the weight of the moment. The peace they dreamed of was at risk. Outside, the sky darkened with enemy ships. Their weapons glowed red, ready to strike. Irava's defenders prepared for battle. Sierra turned to Adam. You can help. Your connection to both worlds is stronger than you know. Adam nodded. Tell me what to do. She led him to a control room filled with glowing panels and energy fields. Your DNA allows you to link with our systems. You can control the defense ships remotely. We need your strength. Adam placed his hands on the console. A wave of energy surged through him. Suddenly, he could see the ships in space, feel their movements, and command their actions. He took a deep breath and began. With Adam's guidance, Irava's defense ships moved like one. They blocked attacks, fired carefully, and protected the planet's surface. The enemy grew frustrated. Their attacks failed. On Earth, scientists watched in amazement as strange signals from Irava showed images of the battle. The world held its breath. Adam felt a power he never imagined. The connection between him and Ereva's technology was real and strong. He thought of Earth, of Sira, of Sarah, and the chance to change the future. After hours of battle, the enemy ships finally retreated. The sky cleared. Erava was safe. The council smiled. "You have saved us all, Adam." Sira hugged him gently. "You did it." Adam smiled back, feeling a new strength inside. Days later, Adam stood with Sira on a high balcony overlooking Erava's shining cities. "I'm ready," he said. "Ready to help build the future between our worlds." Sira looked at him proud. "Then we will begin." Together, they sent a message across the stars, a message of peace, hope, and unity. Back on Earth, Sarah watched the news. She saw images of the strange blue world and heard of Adam's journey. Her heart was heavy but filled with hope. One day Adam promised himself he would return. But for now, he had a new mission: to be the bridge that linked two worlds, and the man who turned a strange night into a destiny.